You do know that photo. You know that photo very well. Welcome in, Jumbo Preacher, my best friend and good buddy. Today, we are going to start out by playing the demo of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Now, I gotta be honest, I've already done basically everything you can do in this demo. I played it for a couple hours earlier. Um, it's really great. I'm so excited about the game. It's everything I wanted in a 3D Kirby game and more. Um, the way it brings in the original powers, like the ability to suck in enemies, swallow them, and absorb their ability, and adds in all of these other new mechanics and new ways to interact with that. I can't wait for this game to be fully released. I am going to dive super deep into it for quite a while. We're going to be streaming it regularly, and then depending on how it goes, I might actually start speedrunning this game just because I'm already enjoying the game this much, and I've literally only played the demo for one day. So we're going to jump right in, and I'm going to pull the demo up. We're going to talk a little bit about it, and then we're going to play through the game on the regular setting and everything. Let me know how the sound quality is. Oh, I'm sure you could do co-op. It's not like any Kirby game. It's not exactly designed to be the most challenging thing in the world. There is more challenge to this than other Kirby games that I've ever played. It's good. Okay. Just because I haven't used the Switch through the capture card in a while, and I just want to make sure that between my voice and the capture device that the sounds are fine. So if like the game's overpowering me or vice versa, just let me know. It seems to rattle when I'm talking. Right, that's probably just my microphone itself. Oh, static? All right, hold on one second. No, we don't deal with Channel 7 anymore. We don't have to do any of that. Thank God. I did have it rattled quite a bit up the last time I was using it, so let me turn it back down a little bit and see if that makes a difference. This is one of the Jabra headsets from work with the orange cord. I had one at home that I completely forgot about. So we already beat all the stages, so obviously they're all on screen. The abilities are back to their normal forms, and I'll explain all of that a little later as we get into it. But let's start off. We're just going to jump right into it. There's a Spring Breeze mode, which is simple to play. You have a lot of health, perfect for those who are new to action games. This is honestly just like it's kids mode. It's for the kiddos. And then we have Wild mode. That's a bit wilder and more challenging. This adventure will be tough at times, but you'll collect a lot of star coins as rewards. So literally, game is harder, but you get to level up and upgrade things faster. So definitely a good scale. I'm hoping that if you beat the game, you get like an even harder mode. So we'll have to see that when the game comes out. But that's my speculation. If they already have two modes, that there might be like an actual hard mode if you beat the game. God. Kirby is such an adorable little fluff. Even when there's terrifying things happening on screen. That's the most scared I've ever seen Kirby in my entire life. So you can see all the Waddle Dees. There's Bandana D, our old buddy. Even Kirby on the Warp Star. Nope. You're getting pulled through, homie. You're in a liminal space between worlds. I also love the art direction so far. I didn't think I would like it at first, but I actually really, really enjoy it. Kirby was Slep. God, just like, seriously, just look at that. Like, the detail in the plants. I know it's all cartoony styled, but like the details to everything. If you go in the water, you get a little raft around your stomach. It's so cute. Like, you can still breathe things in and spit them out. Although you can't do it to that little crab. You can still try to swallow stuff, but the regular terrain rocks that you can pick up. Certain flowers, when you interact with them, will pop open. Certain rocks can be pulled off the ground. Other stuff will shake as you bump into it, but won't be affected otherwise. See, even though I'm giving it as much suck as I possibly can, it won't go anywhere. You can still do your slide attack, and you can still crouch things. It's kind of crouch dash block. You can move the camera to a degree, but you don't have full camera. It's more you're controlling the perspective than the actual camera itself. I don't mind that, actually. It was weird at first, but I actually don't mind it. Also, this stage is basically a tutorial, so we're going to be seeing the pop-ups of, you know, what buttons do what. A is the jump. That's never changed in a Kirby game ever, and it probably never will. Oops, I meant to inhale that, and I didn't. But you can inhale some ridiculously large stuff. And we'll see that in the next section. But like, you can inhale some ridiculously big things. Fruit, as always, will heal you, like it always has in every Kirby game. Rock. Spit. Checkpoint. Everything about the controls feels smooth and easy to do. Responsive. The animations are beautiful, like the little puffs coming off Kirby's feet when you're sprinting. The effects when you're sliding. All the little details, the ambient movement of the plants, like they're in the wind, all of this stuff looks so great to me personally. And like, if people disagree, they disagree, and that's up to them, but you know, they can keep their wrong opinion to themselves. This is the big opening shot we got when the game was first revealed, and it's not any less stunning now, where you can see the entire big city in the background. And all of these things that, you know, are incredibly reminiscent of Earth, of our Earth. Okay, we're coming to the first enemies of the game. And I think everybody knows what that means. We're going to pick up some rocks, and I'm going to snipe this. What a great shot. Sword! As you can see, it says sword up in the top left above your health bar. It'll tell you whatever equipment you're wearing. Not that you're likely to forget, but it's just like little touches like that that are nice. The other thing is, every weapon has multiple things you can do with it. Like in air, you'll do the spinning attack, just like in the regular 2D Kirby's. But you can also charge the sword up to get the full-ass Zelda Whirlwind, which is such a cool touch. Get absolutely fucked. Oh, and yes, you can still cut grass. I don't think there's much other tall grass over here. I'd have to backtrack quite a ways, but you can still cut grass with the sword. Now, obviously, you can still hover, and you'll slowly drift down. Or you can repeatedly tap to get higher and higher and higher, and tap B to breathe the air out. Let's get that healing real quick. Let's climb a ladder. Another beautiful little animation. So this is something that's different. You just press and hold Y to drop the ability, and it puts it where you can just walk back into it or suck it back in to pick it up. But we're going to pick up the bomb. So the regular bomb attack rolls the bomb. If you press a direction, you'll roll it faster. If you tap a normal attack, you'll just do a light throw. And as you can see, they sit on a timer. If you hold the button, you get the curry. You shoot. You rain from deep. And if you hit a bomb with another bomb, it automatically detonates. Which is useful tech because you can throw a bomb, and if it doesn't hit, you can throw another one when they get over to it, and it'll detonate both. Yeah. Seriously, like, sick times. Curry with the shot, boy. The slide is still intact, which I think is super cool. Food, I don't think we had taken advantage. The terrain obviously assists with things like that, where like you can only throw it so far, but downhill it's going to get more momentum, uphill it gets less momentum. All right, so we're going to go into this room, and we're going to get our first taste of the new... I got to admit, the name is a bit much. It's a bit much to call it mouthful mode, but I understand what the mode does. So this is the first cutscene, and if you've seen any of the trailers for the game, you might have seen this already, where you suck everything in and you just keep on going until you suck in this poor old car. And now I'm Kirby. Beep beep, motherfucker. I'm Kirby. You can still jump, but essentially you're controlling the car while it's in your mouth. You will notice that in this mode, I don't really seem to take damage from crashing into things when I'm using the turbo. It looks so ridiculous. It really does, but like it feels, in terms of like the gameplay, it feels great. Look at me. Look at this shit. Thank you for the luck, Dryad. I appreciate it. Yeah, you'd think it hurts, right? But like, I'm spinning donuts. I'm spinning donuts as Kirby. I can't. I'm running things over and spinning donuts. And like there isn't a need for like a brake button or anything. You just have really good control over your steering. Deja Vu plays in the background. Running in the 90s. That's literally all I've been doing since I found out you could do this. It's just like spinning donuts and drifting and singing songs from Initial D. Deja vu! I've just been in this place before. I am on the street. Alright, let's transition to the next part of the area. Like, how ridiculous it looks is only topped by the fact that it's actually legitimately really fun and really functional. Like, it just works right. And then, of course, it comes to be the time where, you know, sometimes you're a swallower, sometimes you got to give the big slurp and the big swallow, and sometimes you got to spit, you know? Like, it really just depends. Maybe that car doesn't have enough pineapple in its diet. Initial K, you know, almost literally Initial K. Breaking rocks and other things in the environment can sometimes just grant you extra money. So, like, it's actually legitimate to just throw bombs around for literally no reason. I do think it's odd that the bomb is a party hat. Outside of the fact that, like, the bomb enemies wear, like, kind of the party hats. But still, it seems odd to me. Angry little beast doggos are capturing all of the Ds, all the Waddle Dees, all the Banana Ds, all the D's nuts. I'm gonna make so many D's nuts jokes playing this game, and I hate myself for it, but like, honestly, it's necessary. Like, it's something that needs to be done. So, this new character that's brand new to this game just got trapped by the big golden cage. So we're gonna go and we're gonna have like a little mini boss fight. The controls are so snappy and responsive. If you're precise, you can do stuff so quickly. Look at those speedrun shreds. Look at that shit. God, it's still so cute. You saved me. Thank you. But what about those other guys, the Waddle Dees? They were all captured and taken away. We fought those beasts as hard as we could, but they kept coming back for more. Now I'm the only one left. I have to save them. I have to! Oop, there's our warp star. Hi! Hi! Boyo? What? You'll help me save everyone? That's great! So, your name is Kirby? I'm Elfilin. Nice to meet you. Or Elfilin. I don't know. We're gonna go with Elfilin because Elfilin sounds like they're trying to speak Spanish badly and talk about using a filing cabinet. So we're gonna go to the next stage, which is the downtown Grassland. We're gonna stay in wild mode. I haven't done the other mode yet. I'm assuming it's just a simpler version with like less enemies or simpler, simpler stuff. The one thing I did note is that power-ups do not carry over stage to stage like they did in older Kirby games, where it used to be that like you could pick up a stone outside of a level or end a level with it, and the next level you'd have the stone still, like whatever the power-up was. That is no longer the case. If you end the level and you don't have a power and you have a power-up, you do not have a power-up anymore. We are going to make the tulip bloom. That's one. That's another new thing, is that there are little achievements for each individual level. I love the cutter in this game because if you throw it at like pickups, it will pick them up and bring them back to you, which gives it a lot of utility in situations. I know that homie was just sleeping, but sorry. So this, when thrown in the air, just does a regular attack. But the cool thing about the cutter, the alternate you can do is, you can do this and hold the button to power it up, and it'll spin where it's at. And then if they come forward, you call it back and it does extra damage. Now, you kind of knock them away when you do that, so it's not super likely to hit them by the time you bring it back. But against other enemies that have like more health, it's actually super useful. Like that. We're going to step on that to pick up the health. Put that back. Oh yeah, up close you still get the traditional cutter attacks. I should have fought him first and then done that after. You still get the traditional cutter attacks when up close. Are there secrets over here? Nope, just a little area. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought too, but we can't seem to fly over to it. Like, it pushes us up onto here. So I don't think that's actually an area. What cave? The one I opened? Oh. Ah, there is. Good catch. I did not catch that last time. That's where that comes out. And you know what? That's where the 5th tulip is. I didn't find that the last time. Good catch. See, this is why I like playing things on stream. We've been doing that, playing games with each other for how long? So this is the other cool thing, is that even when you have a hat on and your bee does a weapon, if you find a mouthful item, you can still suck it in and use it. So of the 3 or 4 that get shown off, this one is easily the most ridiculous. You're a vending machine that shoots soda cans, and then you can pick the cans back up to replenish your ammo and to heal you. If they don't, like, burst. It can also break the metal boxes, which normally you wouldn't be able to break. It'll also break those doors and get me all of this money. And then obviously you can't continue any farther with that on, because you can't really jump with it. Like, you can jump, but not high enough to get somewhere else. So we're gonna get a capsule. What capsules are is capsules give you the little, like, collectible statues. So at the end of the level, we'll find out what was in that capsule we picked up, and whether or not it's a statue we already had or a new statue. This is one of the big guys. That's what that attack is really good for. You can throw that out and just leave it there, and it hits them repeatedly until you call it back. Yo, get dunked on. I think that's everything in here. I'll go to that flower real quick just to get the extra money. And we're off. Warp stars mid-stage are still like warp stars mid-stage in every other game, except we get this fly-through of the city, which is super cool. We can't get through or around that, so I'm assuming that's by design. So normally I'd be picking up the bomb there, but I actually want to do some stuff with the cutter. What up, Dotton? Thank you for stopping in. Much appreciated. As you can see, we're playing the Kirby and the Forgotten Land demo. This is the second stage. So we just destroyed the boxes so the cannons stop shooting up there and we can pick up the stars. Now we're going to get into our third mouthful now. This one is easily the most ridiculous. So you can do little jumps and then you press B to do like a Bowser down B from Smash Brothers. Or you can just press B to do it yourself. It's absurd, it's silly, it's also hilarious. The way you waddle with the cone sticking out of your mouth is so funny. But if you notice, I still have the cap on my head because I'm still wearing the cutter. Yeah, no, I absolutely need to pre-order this game as soon as I get paid next week. Basically pre-ordering this and getting KOF. The one thing about mouthful mode that is tough is that you can't do the normal dodging and stuff that you do. Oh, you already have the funds on your eShop for it? Godlike. So like the slides that I would do when I wasn't in mouthful, you can't do when you're in mouthful mode, which makes sense because you're still using this ability that kind of overrides it. You know, KOF is going to be baller. I can't wait to play it. I guess people in my community are picking it up, so I might be able to go play it at locals too, which is awesome. Get dunked on. Puyo! There's another capsule. So again, that's something that we'll get to open at the end of the end of this particular section of map. And it's going to be like one of the collectible figurines and stuff that you can get. So I can't climb the ladder with this, so once again, we got to spit. Spitters are quitters, but for the purposes of the game, you know, we have to do it. Alright, so this is the first mini-boss. As you can see, we get the option of either using the cutter still, or we can drop the cutter and pick up the bomb. I will actually let you guys in chat pick, if anyone has a preference, whether they want to see the cutter, or whether they want to see the bomb for the mini-boss. Honestly, like, first person to guess, or first person to answer. Neither? You don't want either? You want me to beat the boss straight up? I can do that. Yes, I've seen the weird Man of God Kirby. Alright. So this is Wild Edge, who is a mini boss that uses a sword. Now, as you can see, I can't do anything to him, so you get the traditional old school Kirby stuff of sucking in the stars and shooting it at them. And as you can see, even on the harder difficulty, he's not particularly tough, especially if you get to double suck like that. And then I can suck him in to get the sword power back. Let's warp again. Alright, so I actually don't want to use the sword right now. I want to run through this next part as just regular Kirby. Let's pick up some meat. This is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So the one thing about not having a power-up is that breaking boxes means you have to slide into them, but you don't take damage from it, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright. This is another cool thing that they put in, is that mouthful mode isn't always necessarily for power-up. Sometimes you use it to manipulate the environment. So we just did that. Normally there would have been a Waddle Dee in there, but we already beat this level on both difficulties and both settings, so we just get extra coin or extra stars, which are basically like your coins. This little indicator right here, the sparkle, means that there's a secret if you step on it. I mean, it's just more money, but still. Little stuff like that are nice touches that I appreciate. Oh, he's sleeping. Oh, I ate him. Now, here's a boss that we can't damage, right? I'll show you. I'll actually put the cutter on. I'll try. Does nothing. It does not hurt. Not that kind of stars. I'm not using stars with the periods in it. Yeah, you need to cone him, and you can see there's this cone that's hanging here, and they give you a sword guy up here that regenerates to do it, but you can actually do it with the cutter. Once you cut the vines, you get the cone. Once you have the cone, you can break the cracks in his back. Boom, and you get a big ass reward for it. So cool. Like, it's such a cool feature. And I don't need this cone after this point, so we're going to spit that out. Oops. I think of the weapons that I've tested in this so far, Cutter's probably my favorite. But that's only until we get to the next part, and I'll be able to explain why. Yeah, it's literally eat a dick. So this is a much bigger version of the boss we just fought. So I'm just going to kind of piss him off a little bit until I can get him to do what I want, which is bite this and break it so I can get the water out. We got our third, I don't know the best word for that. They could have been guests at her wedding. They were cones! God. Alright, we're gonna get rid of the cone. We're gonna get the big splash of money. And that's another stage cleared. We didn't make all 5 tulips bloom because I skipped one this time, like an idiot, even though the last time I missed the one that's earlier. So we're going to finally get all 5 tulips. But these were the original missions when I played through it earlier. And the first couple clears, I didn't get some of them because they're not all things that are obvious or necessary. And I think that's cool having like little mini missions within it. So for completionists, like 100% speedruns, Let's see what we got. So we got a Volume 1 of the Captured Waddle Dee. We got a Poppy Bros Jr. throwing the bombs out. Oh, and I got Cutter Kirby. Godlike. Then we're going to portal out. No, actually, I'm sorry I never replied to you. I got a little busy at work for a little while, and then I was in Bowser stream for a bit. I know I've seen it before, but I don't remember like what the meme is that's associated with it. All right, but just DM it to me because I really don't remember. We're gonna do Brawl at the Mall, which, as I'm sure you can guess by the outline, is the boss fight of the demo. We're still playing on wild mode because I don't want to play the easy mode. We're going to suck up the soda can and use it to break the garbage cans. We're going to suck this dog, which saying like that sounds terrible, but you know. This was one of the levels that was shown off in the demo, or the reveal. Well, I mean, I guess all of this is stuff that was shown off in the reveal, but this is the actual level. We're going to angle the camera. All of a sudden, we're Donkey Kong. Banana. Banana. Okay, so in preparation of what's coming up, I don't know if you can hear it or see it, but we hear some thumps and the ground shakes. Now we can either fight with the sword, the bomb, or the ice. This is the only place that gives us the ice power up. I've done the boss with the ice before, and there's a really cool trick you can do with that. So we're going to show that off this time because the next time I want to beat the boss with the... yeah, no, definitely the ice. So the ice is cool power. The ice's cool power is that when you're moving, instead of doing a regular walk, you skate around. Now, you move a little bit faster with this, so it is a movement buff. But no matter what, when you're spraying, you're just spraying the ice and freezing things, or knocking things back. But the static again? God, this fucking headset, man. I swear to God. This is what I get for using Maximus equipment as part of my stream setup. I need to buy like an official USB headset that I can use, but I just haven't had the money for it. So I'm using this in the meantime. Although realistically what I need to get is a boom mic and just cans for my ears. King Kong up in this bitch. Now as you'll see, there are little like time events. Strong Arm Beast, Goramondo. Now the other cool thing about this is that if you do the crouch effect with the ice, you get encased in ice and he can't injure you. But as you see, the more I spray him with ice, the more the ice gets kicked to his body. And if I do it enough, he'll freeze up completely and blow up for a big chunk of damage. Yeah, I do, but it doesn't work right. Or the headset that I use for that doesn't work right. So I just used a... Oops, I want the ice. So as you can see, you can get your power knocked off without actually losing all your health. Because your health can get affected. So you can take hits while you're wearing your thing without losing the weapon. It's just if you get hard enough. Oh, you have a headset I can have? That is amazing. You are the best, as always, my friend. We're going to be immune. Oh, I can't be immune to that. Oops. That's good to know. Let's throw a rock at me. I'm going to go this way and then slide in closer so we can... Oops. That does too much damage. I can't keep getting hit by that. Let's see if we can get him to sit still long enough to lock him up for another big freeze attack. Yes. Freeze. Freeze, freeze, freeze. Huge huge chunks of damage. We're going to drop the ability for a minute, though. Because as you can see, it stays there. Something on Discord. Ow. As you can see, getting the stars and hitting him does bigger chunks of damage. The problem is you have to wait for him to generate them. So personally, I don't like that strategy as much. I like just being able to do the consistent damage. The power-ups you drop will eventually disappear. It literally is Donkey Kong Side B, the spinning attack. It's really funny. But as you can see, if you suck in 2 stars at once, you can hit him with a bigger attack. More adventures await on the full release. I'm just going to let this rock. I've already watched it before. There are some story spoilers, so if you guys want me to skip, I will skip it. But none of the things that they show off are things that are like things we didn't assume. Oh yeah, the spike hat lets you do Katamari Damacy. The drill hat lets you dig underground. This is so cool. Static again? God damn it. Yeah, the problem with the static is I don't know what causes it. But co-op, somebody gets Banana D, so you don't get the power-ups, but you get other abilities that Banana D has. Oh yeah, Condom Kirby. Condom Kirby's hilarious. You'll rebuild the town. There's mini-games. There's fishing. Those are the little capsules we opened earlier. That's like the world view. This is the cool thing. You can evolve your weapons to give them different skill sets and make them stronger. The other cool thing is they demo that. So we're going to go through and play all 3 levels again, but this time we're going to be doing it with the boosted abilities. I'm going to skip from this point because everything after that point, they do some video that shows off some of the things that happen later in the game. So I don't want to spoil like bosses or story elements for people if they haven't seen it. But obviously if you play the game yourself, you'll see it. So you see where here it says your copy abilities are currently set to normal. Would you like to evolve them? So now we have the same copy abilities we had before, but they're the evolved versions, so they have different effects. And we're going to go through and we're going to look at all of those, and then I'm going to go through and give my full impressions so far, what I think of it, and what I'm looking forward to. So Meta Knight has been confirmed in the game, but I would have to spoil to reveal what they indicated he was in the game as. Bandana D is the only co-op character we've seen so far. I don't know if there are more or not yet. I'm assuming that there will be. But, well, no, we know he's in the game, but I know where specifically he's in the game at this point, because it's not what most people were expecting. So I don't want to talk about it any further because there's some things I just don't want to spoil. Like you can play the demo yourself or like watch videos and find out about it. But we're going to play on wild mode again. Spring Breeze mode is what I'll have my son play it when he tries it. We're going to skip the opening video this time. Yes, so they're correct but also incorrect, and that's the farthest that I'll elaborate. Like, he is in the game and there is a fight against him, but it is not what most people would have expected. Yeah, I do like the fact that if you suck in more than one thing, it has a longer flight path. Just like in old school Kirby games, where if you sucked in 2 enemies at once that you couldn't get a power from, it would shoot farther and go through everything. They kept that in spirit even in the 3D one, which is, like, it's all of these little touches that you can already feel just playing through the demo, where, like, they respected the game's history while also, and kept things from it, while also introducing newer things. And I'm super, super excited for this game. And the more I play it, and this is like my 5th or 6th time playing through these demos, honestly. The more I can't wait for the game to come out. Like, I just really, really want to play it. I'm really, really excited for it. Galactic Knight would be amazing, and they haven't revealed a lot of that stuff yet, but given one of the things I know is in the game, which has to do with Meta Knight, I wouldn't rule it out as being a possibility, or even like future updates and stuff where we could see more and more characters. I'm gonna grab. Oh, we need to grab the square this time. The helmet is different, but this is literally Berserk. This is literally a Berserk reference. If you charge it up, you do the big overhead slam. It's literally canon that Kirby's just fucking in now. Yeah, Morpho Knight was only in Star Allies, but it's possible. It's so cool. And I've taken a little bit of damage, so we're going to heal up. They did take something out that's always bothered me. It used to be that in old Kirby games, if you were hovering and you spit the breath out, you could hit... Yeah, it's literally Berserker. It's so funny. Alright, but we're going to drop that for now, because I want to show off, in my opinion, the coolest thing in the game. So if you look in the top left, it says Chain Bomb. So you'll notice the bombs are different color and they sit. If you throw another bomb nearby, they chain together. And once you've changed enough together and they blow up, they all explode at the same time. So you can literally build a chain, and then it sets off all the explosions. It's so fucking cool. And if you hit them with the chain, it is some Ratchet and Clank shit. It's so fucking cool, though. If the enemies hit the chain, it sets the bombs off automatically. So look, we'll set this one there. We'll throw this one here. We'll throw one in the middle. And then they all blow up. It's so fucking fun. It's the coolest fucking thing. Steph Curry with the shot, boy. Oh, I missed him. Bitch. But yeah, look, I can, like, if you... I'll build up a full chain, because I just like showing this off. Or if you have at least 5, it's the maximum explosion. Chaining 5 is the biggest AoEs you can get. But you can chain, like, 6. And then when the 6th one hits, it'll, like, detonate much quicker. And if they touch each other, they'll automatically detonate. But, like, shit like this, the fact that this kind of thing is in the game, like, I can just prep a trap and then walk forward and the enemy will walk into all of these bombs I laid out. Like, it's super cool. Like, it's so cool. I'm so happy about this. I'm so excited for this game to come out now. Alright, it's time, once again, for Mouthful Mode. We can skip the cutscene this time. I'm now Kirby. It's Initial K. It's super insane, and like I'll show off because there's they show off 4 different power-up abilities: Ice, Cutter, Bombs, and the Sword. So I'm going to show up the powered-up Cutter and the powered-up Ice 2 and what they do. But before that, I got a drift. Lil Bow Wow taught me how to drift. It does look like Brawl era. That's a good catch. I love that I still have the little bomb hat on top of my head. Get run over. GTA in Dreamland. Kirby Drifto! The one thing I haven't seen is if you can just... Oh, you can't just flat out squash enemies by landing on their head. That's hilarious. Deja vu! I've just been in this place before. You see Kirby car spin some sick fucking donuts, bro? Oh yeah, no, the one of the 8-6 drifting around the corner, but it's Kirby on top of the 8-6, and it's DDD looking in the rear view saying fuck, literally sends me. Alright. Spitters are quitters, but we have to do it. That's the other thing, you can just chuck a bomb and then shoot another one on top of it to like insta get them to blow up. Alright, we're gonna skip the cutscene again this time. But now we have the chain bomb. So we're gonna use the chain bomb in this like mini I don't even call it mini boss, just like a gated area. Oops. You can literally just set traps and be like, hey, walk at me. Because they have more than one hit of health. You just activated my trap card. It's so satisfying. Like, I can't say enough how satisfying the gameplay feels. Like, if all you had ever played was... God, what's the best way to make this example? Okay, so imagine that Mario 64 and any of the games between Mario 64 and Odyssey just didn't exist. So you went from Super Mario Brothers on Super Nintendo to Mario Odyssey. That's what the jump in the controls feels like. Like, you went from some simple side-scrolling things to, like, I get to think. I get to do interesting, cool things. And it's so satisfying, and the controls feel so tight and so good. I know this stream is just me, like, ranting at this point about how much I'm enjoying the game so far, but, like, I really don't care. This is such a crazy jump that, like, we've never had this. This is what Mario 64 felt like the first time I played it. This is what Ocarina of Time felt like the first time I played it. That there's no equivalent from that game series that I can speak to. Like, it's the first time we've ever had a game that played and controlled like this. And it's such a different thing, and it's such a new feeling. And, like, it's not groundbreaking by any means. Like, it's still a Kirby game. Like, you still suck in enemies. Okay, this is probably my favorite one in the game. It's the Chakra Boomerangs. It's literally Sun Shengjiang from Dynasty Warriors. And I know, Jumbo, if you're here, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But he's literally Sun Shengjiang from Dynasty Warriors. And you could throw two and charge both on the way back, which is super useful against bigger, going to be super useful against bigger enemies. See, if you just press it and hold it, it is basically double Destructo Disc. I don't know if you've ever played the Dynasty Warriors games, but the Wu Army, the Red Army, is my personal favorite. And in the Wu Army, you have the Sun family. You have Sun Jian, you have Sun Ce, you have Sun Quan. Yeah. It's literally Su Cheng Jiang. It's so fucking cool. Alright. We are gonna mouthful this fucking vending machine because who doesn't want to shoot cans of soda at aggressive dog animals and rabbits? Weird hybrid blue bunnies. Oh, I can pick some cans up. No, give me the cans back. Berserker Barrage! And you can legit just hold the button down. It's such a weird, corny concept on paper, but like once you're controlling it in the game, it makes so much sense. Like, it's kind of weird how much sense it makes that it's like, oh, you've never had this before where you could legit like, you can't swallow the item and steal its powers, so you just swallow it enough to like control it. It makes so much sense that it's kind of weird that it's never happened before. We're going to get the capsules just because I'm going to pick up as many as I humanly can because there's the off chance that you get to keep the capsules from the demo when you go into the actual full game. Get away from me. Yeah, charging up the capsules like that so that you can hit stuff on the way back. Or the boomerang, so it hits stuff on the way back, is also super satisfying. Obviously, I can't break those cannons, but come get me. See, like, I don't even have to engage that enemy. I didn't even have to engage him. Yeah, Kirby Star Allies, I've literally only ever heard good things about it. That was the last one that came out on the Switch, right? Where you could play with up to like 4 people or something like that. Or like 4 characters in your party or something. Get fucked. Fucked. No, not the free game. The free game was like a weird fighting game. The last paid game. Yeah, no, that's the one I thought about. The free game was the weird, like, Kirby fighting game that I didn't enjoy, and I don't think anybody really enjoyed. Like, I'm a hardcore Kirby fan, but even I have limits of, like, hey, that's kind of ridiculous. I don't want to play that. Alright, we have to make sure we get all 5 tulips this time. So I can't miss the final one, now that I know where the secret one was. Capsule! Just bring that back to Capsule Corp, give it to Bulma. Spit out the cone. Dash ahead. We already have the bomb suit, so we're just going to use that. No, it was supposed to trigger the bomb. There we go. So I can just throw direct at him, but I can also just leave. See, I'm trying to be fancy, like doing stuff that I know I could like kill him faster. If I just hit him. Oops. Can't blow the bombs up too close to yourself. A lot of post-game content and had a boss rush mode. That's pretty dope. I don't want your big sword. The bombs are too much fun. Kirby anime? Yo, godlike. Okay, but we're gonna give up the bomb again. Just so I can do the funny look, I can warp in the gigantic enemy. I didn't actually want to do that, but wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Boo, boo, boo. Little, 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 little. Alright, we out here. That one. I gotta get that one over to the right that I forgot to get last time. Ooh, I missed that secret last time too. That's cool. He jumped it again? Are you kidding me? I was trying to hit him with the up-close attack, but I guess it doesn't matter. Shout out to the 5 viewers that are here. I appreciate you, even if you're not hanging out in the chat right now. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for stopping in. It is always appreciated. Just stab this dinosaur in his spine. So I missed this star. I missed this tulip last time, so we're finally going to get the final goal of the stage. Yeah, it literally is like a Spinosaur. Yay! Make 5 tulips bloom. Now we can get the cone back. So I don't want to jump up all that stuff with the cone, because it looks annoying to do that way. Above your head, jump over, drop down, let him bite. I jumped too early. Yes. Capsule. I'm sure in speedruns we'd probably skip the capsules just because the animations are a time sink. I mean, that's not bad, though. Like, knowing ahead of time, so at least you're aware that, like, when the new game comes out, they were really making time for it. We finally got the final mission completed to make 5 tulips bloom, which I think means we have 100%... There's a Waddle Dee. I think we have 100% of what we need to in the car. Random signs that look like they're written in Russian. Ooh, I got a special present code. So present codes, so apparently I just 100%ed the demo when we finally got that mission done. So these codes will be for Waddle Dee liveries, which is something that we would get in the story. So if we use these codes for deliveries, we'll get special rewards for having played and beaten the game. All right, we're gonna do the boss one more time before we change game, before I give all of my final thoughts and we change games over to whatever we end up deciding to play today. Probably Tales of Vesperia, because we were playing that on my last stream. I've never played the game before, and I'm doing my first playthrough. So I might want to continue that. It's either going to be that, or it's going to be some Tekken practice and training. See, it's cool getting them that way, but I feel like sucking them all up so you just get all the animations is funnier. Okay, so we're going to show off what the upgraded version of the ice does, but I'm not going to use it on the boss. I want to use the big sword on the boss. So the upgraded version of the ice makes snowmen. And if you hit the snowmen, they slide forward and attack. This is super cool, because you still also get the regular freeze effects that you had before, but now you get like a farther ranged attack, which is something you didn't have, which is a really, really cool touch, and they kind of think about that. I don't know if I want to use Chain Bomb against the boss, or if I want to use the sword. I feel like we could set up really good Chain Bombs against him, but also I kind of just want to see if I can just beat the crap out of him and how fast it will take me to kill him. So, we'll do sword on this run. And then maybe we'll do the level one more time just to see how the bombs work against the boss. I'm already thinking about speedrun strats. As soon as you try to grab me, I'm going to slam your hand. Nope, didn't work. Oops. I was hoping I could get bonus damage. Strong-armed beast Gorimondo. Oh yeah, sword does an ass load of damage to him. And you just gotta be careful of getting hit by the stomps from up close. Oh, he stomped it off of me. I should probably be more careful of that. I'm gonna stay close enough to him that I can't use the rock throw attack. Yeah, I think this is the strat. I also, I wish you could keep a cutter, because I think a cutter would be easily the best option against this boss. Oh, I didn't get him. Oops. Run away. That hurts. Now we can get close while he's dizzy and charge up. Damn it. You will not let me charge that. Let's back off, because we're losing a lot of health. Okay, he legit just doesn't want to let us sit close enough to charge that up and hit him with it. Oh, I can't hit him when he's in that. Run away! Alright, well that was definitely quicker than beating it with the ice, because like the ice, as far as the little ticks go, is very slow damage. But the ice with the snowmen isn't bad. We're gonna skip this again. The ice ability with the snowmen isn't bad, because it allows you to get the super freeze on him and hit him with the snowmen when you're at range. But the fact that up close you don't really have a good option with the ice is kind of tragic. The sword seems good. You're just going to eat the stomp attack a lot, so you probably just have to avoid it. We're going to try one more time before we switch over games. Or well, before I give all my final thoughts and we switch games. And I'm going to do it with the bombs. We're going to see how the remote bombs work, because like I said, with the ice, you kind of have to play a mix of up close and from far away. This time, I'm just going to try to stay far away from him. I'm going to try to chain bombs and then set the bombs off without having to get anywhere near him. Banana. So let's try one more time with the chain bombs. And see if we can get a faster run than that. Although, honestly, I wasn't being careful in any way, shape, or form that time, so. The fact that the bombs don't blow you up is pretty cool, too. That you can, like, get up close to make a detonation happen without being worried about, like, injuring yourself. Like, if you blow it up point blank in your face, it will hurt you. But from what I can tell, setting them off remotely doesn't seem to hurt you if you walk into the explosion after the fact. Yeah, this is definitely faster. Can I get him close enough to set that off? No. Alright, well, that's good. Yeah, so setting it up with chains is kind of hard. But, like, I can easily get him... Oh, no. Yeah. Oops. I haven't seen yet what happens if you just don't get out of that. So I should probably try that at some point. Slide closer, bomb to the right, bomb to the left. Oh! Yeah, so that is a pretty good strat, leaving bombs in front of him so if he does the swipe attacks or anything, it'll hit him. Oh, they do still hit him when he's in that. Yeah, bomb is dope for this. The lack of the extra speed from ice is a little frustrating, but you know. Ah, oh, that's so much damage. It's so beefy. Yeah, honestly, I can just take the damage boosts on these. So that was easily the fastest gorilla we've done. The chain bomb seems really good and broken against him. But yeah, this is the Kirby and the Forgotten Land demo. You can download it yourself to try it out. I already have some present codes, which apparently are going to give you stuff when you unlock the full game. You can play through it after you've beaten it already by either giving yourself the evolved abilities or not giving yourself the evolved abilities. I think Watch Movie just plays the ending movie again. So we're going to watch through this one more time. To just show off some of the other stuff that it shows you, like the different environments, like, you know, swimming in the water. The spike hat, which is literally Katamari Damacy. The drilling hat, which is literally Gurren Lagann. This, which Kirby says, fuck it, I'm Space Mountain now. The big condom mouth that lets you blast air. The big domed arch thing. That's like a pipe mode, which is kind of like the cone. They show off some of the Banana-D stuff real quick. They show the city. As you rebuild the city, you can get more and more different things, like getting snacks, getting other Waddle Dees to interact with, and mini-games and stuff. More of the Capsule Corp. That's the Overworld, which, if that's already only like 2 different biomes, this game's going to be big. That's showing you that, like, basically in the game, you have to find blueprints that upgrade the abilities, and that apparently there's more than one upgrade for each individual weapon. So, like, that bigger sword isn't the only sword upgrade. The Dragonfire isn't the only fire upgrade. So, there is going to be content TM in this game, and I am here for it. We see an underground biome right there. We see a carnival biome right there. There is Meta Knight in like in a Coliseum arena area. Spoiler, if you weren't already aware, yes, DDD is in the game in a capacity. We don't know if he organized it or if he's just helping the other bosses in the game. Tradition kind of points to the latter, that usually DDD is just a misguided idiot more than anything else. So, like, I'll just go through, just show off some of the other stuff, like that you could copy it and get the different blueprints at the weapon shop. You can turn... It's literally Kirby, I'm back in my shit again. DDD is back on his bullshit. But they reference in here that you could turn bombs into enemy-seeking drones, which is different from the bomb upgrade that we were just using, the chain bombs. So there's already multiple examples for a couple of different abilities. And then they show off some of the biomes here. Like there's the mall that we were at. There's the desert. There's like mountains. In the video, they also showed off like an underground looking kind of area and like a heat volcano kind of looking area. So there's at least going to be quite a few different places, which, I mean, falls in line with what we expected. So at this point, we're going to jump out and just leave it on the main screen for a minute. Well, no, we'll go into play solo. I'm going to let the movie rock in the background, but here are my thoughts so far. Let's start with art direction. The art is beautiful. It looks even better now and in motion during the game than it looked in the trailers. Like in the trailers, you can see it and get an idea of what everything looks like. But even in motion when you're playing, the game is just as beautiful, if not more so. We died for a second, but we're back. Did my stream die for a moment? I get like a lag spike? Was I dropping frames? I don't have any drop frames, so that's weird. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't drop any frames, so like it must have just cut out for a moment. That's odd. Might have been my capture card. Capture cards are notoriously not great with the Switch, so it might have just been that briefly. It was like buffering for a minute. Yeah, it's probably just my capture card acting up. But starting with the aesthetics and the graphics. The graphics are absolutely beautiful. I love the way it animates. I love the way everything looks in motion when you're moving around. Everything looks absolutely beautiful as you're moving around and you're in motion. I have literally no complaints so far. In terms of like graphic quality and all of that, all of the little touches that they've put in are so nice. I literally don't have a bad word to say. And like, I know how people complain about like Pokemon getting updated to newer graphic styles. This is the epitome, in my opinion, of what a newer graphic style for Kirby should be. It's literally perfect for me personally. I don't have a single complaint, and I'm super happy graphic-wise. Controls and movement. The game controls like a dream. It's exactly what you would want and expect it to be based on previous Kirby games and other open-world Nintendo IP. So, like, think about how well Breath of the Wild controls. Think about how well games like Mario Odyssey control. This is right in line with all of that. The controls are fully responsive. They're well thought out. Everything makes sense. Everything has its place. Everything has a button. It makes sense. The addition of the new things are all built into the controls in such an organic way that the new mechanics don't ever feel like you're adding in too many buttons or too many components. Everything still has a button that makes you do the thing. So while there's more depth to the game itself, the control scheme is still the straightforward, easy to pick up and play that you'd expect from any Kirby title. And it's beautiful. I love it. In terms of the returning elements, like bringing in abilities, power-ups, things of that sort, the way it's integrated is phenomenal. Like, perfectly integrated. Sucking in an enemy to pull up the sword, being able to drop it, and then possibly pick it back up a moment later feels completely perfect. It all makes sense. The new mouthful mode. I was super sketchy on it first. I can't lie. It looked like a gimmick. It looked like a meme waiting to happen. And it is a meme. I mean, shit. Anybody that knows me knows I've shared a million of them. I've shared so many memes of the Kirby mouthful mode. It's funny, all right? It's funny. It looks funny. In practice, it is funny. But in terms of like how it controls and how it feels perfect. Like the car controls like a dream. You don't need like a brake or anything. It just controls whether you're accelerating or not. whether you're boosting or not. It just controls how you expect it to control. Like, I never felt like the hard car was difficult to control. You have pinpoint accuracy. You can do donuts in it. In fact, let's jump in while we're talking about this. You can do donuts in the car. Oh, wait, no. The car was the first level. So we're going to have to quit out. But we can play through as I continue to get my thoughts, because there's some other things that I can show off and everything. But everything in the control scheme is well thought out. Everything in the returning stuff, sucking in enemies, spitting them out to pop people, sucking in things to unlock hidden stuff, all of it makes sense. It all feels the way you expect it to feel. All the returning stuff is good because it's the regular returning stuff. Of course, I'm in the chakra mode right now, which qualifies as the new things. But even that, even the things that you expect, sucking in enemies and stealing their abilities, even when it's updated to where the abilities do different things, it's integrated so simply and easily that it doesn't feel like it's new. Like, it feels like it's something that should have always been there. Like, it really does. And I know that there's other games where you can, like, combine powers for effects and things like that, but this is different because you're controlling it yourself in a 3D liminal space. Or no, not a liminal space, sorry. You're controlling it in a 3D space for the first time. Like a truly 3D environment. It feels like everything you wanted it to feel like. Like, as soon as this game got announced, you're like, I know how I want, and again, I'm only speaking to what I personally think, but it controls, even this, the mouthful mode, controls, like, this is what I expected and wanted it to feel like. That using the mouthful power-ups were an isolated thing that had their own feel to them. That felt unique, but not game-breaking. Cool and powerful, but also having limitations where, like, you know, I can unlock all this stuff, but I can't jump high enough to move forward in it. So eventually you're going to get to a point where you can't use it anymore and you have to spit it out. So I don't know if anyone's ever played the ones where the Robo Kirby games, where you're like in the robots and stuff for extended periods of time. Great game, by the way. I don't have any bad words to say about it. I didn't play it a lot. I only played it a little bit, but I don't have a single bad word to say about them. Died off screen because I charged up and murdered him. Even the interactions that you got in other games like that, where it was, you know, in Star Allies, the most recent Star Allies that Dotton was just talking about in stream. Even in the most recent Star Allies, you could combine powers to get these additional cool effects. And this seems like the fact that you can level your abilities up seems like a natural progression to that. So we're going to drop the cutter. We're going to take the bombs again because the chain bomb is literally the coolest thing in the game so far, in my opinion. That's so cool. Like, the fact that I can do that as a mechanic, that it was designed to do this, is so freaking cool and thoughtful. Like, it's such a beautiful upgrade on the formulas that Kirby already had, while also being like something new and refreshing. It's another take on other things that everyone knew that they were doing, you know. It's a new take on all the stuff that you knew you wanted out of a Kirby game in general. And the fact that it's put into the 3D scope just makes it so much better. Get absolutely stepped on. Seriously, like, I mean, I'm not doing it right now because the mouthful cone is really useful in this section, but, like, being able to chain grab, or, not chain grab, Jesus. I'm not playing Melee. Being able to chain, like, parts of your own abilities together is something that, like, hasn't been a thing in Kirby. Like, other than, like, the combining of the two powers in Star Allies, but that was always you controlling multiple powers at once across multiple things. The ability to upgrade your own abilities so that you can get these new interactions and new ways to play the game, and, like, literally have an experience that could be completely and unique to you, is cooler than anything I expected to get in this game. We're going to switch to the cutter because I'm going to use the Sun Shen Jiang for this boss. Actually, yeah, I think the cutter is a little better than the... yeah, because I can hit him in the back. Even when he shields, I can hit him in the back. No, you're fine. I forgot that I can just break him at that point because he's only a mini-boss. I'm enjoying everything about it. Next part, level design. And the reason I jumped back in was that when I was talking about level design, I could show off some of the level design. The levels are well thought out, where you're getting new types of exploration that you haven't had in a Kirby game before, while not feeling overwhelming, right? And I'm sure that'll change as we get into more complicated levels and farther into, like, the actual game itself. But, like, the level design is such that there's little things like this to explore and jump into. And, like, there's little side sections where you can do these kind of things. But it's not to the point where, like, you have to dig through a million things at this point. I'm sure that when we get into the full game, there will be later levels that are longer with lots of missions in them and lots of things to go find. But that's something Kirby's always needed. Like, a big part of the Kirby games was always that, like, you'd go back and do levels once you had other stuff unlocked and, like, get that replayability. But now, you can get the replayability within the level itself because of all the different stuff. Like, you can go in like, oh, I want to beat this whole level while using this weapon, or I want to beat this whole level without using that, or I want to try to run through, like, what if there's a category of speed runs where it's no power-ups? You're not allowed to keep any power-ups. You can suck in the enemies, but then you have to drop the power-up. Or you have to find different ways to kill them. So, like, basically just a nude Kirby run. Like, you can do that, and you can still explore all of these different things and do the mouthful stuff. But you can't, like, you'd have to do the mouthful stuff because a lot of it is, like, core to the actual gameplay. But if you made a rule where, like, oh, you can do mouthful mode, but you can't do any of the actual, like, regular power-ups. I'm just going to eat some damage to get through this section a little quicker. I actually don't even need to do that for speedrun strats, but I did it for the healing. Hurry up and bite it. Look at that. Day one speedrun strats. We're already doing it. We thinking big. Can you skip this? Alright, so a lot of the animations aren't skippable, which is perfectly fine. But in terms of level design, like, the levels are just thought out so well. Like, it's still 3D. Oh, we just got the Kirby car, and we got Bronto Burt. The levels are well thought out in that there's a place to feasibly and correctly use the mouthful modes. There's a place where you can choose to pick up a power-up or not. There's places where you can run through and ignore everything just to try to save time and get through it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sure there'll be stuff like that, but my one concern is that everything feels so tight and smooth so far. I don't know how much glitching there really is going to be in this game. But overall, so far, just based on the demo alone, I don't want to give a full judgment in terms of, like, stars and stuff like that. I'm going to reserve that for the game itself. But the one thing I will say, as far as a demo goes to showcase what it is, the fact that you get the point at the end where you can evolve the abilities to go back and play through it and have it feel differently, and the fact that there's missions in the second mode that you can go back and replay to make sure you get all the missions done. Even for a demo, I've been playing this for, what, an hour and a half live on stream, and I played it for over 2 hours earlier. How many demos can you talk about that you played for 4 hours and still don't have any intention of putting down. Like, I want to keep just playing this over and doing different things. Or like doing it over and trying to run through it as quickly as humanly possible. Like, I'm enjoying a demo that much that, like, this is a perfect demo, 5 out of 5 for me, of building anticipation. Because it shows you everything you'd want to see. It lets you feel everything you want to feel. It lets you know what the controls feel like, what the evolved weapons feel like, what mini bosses feel like, what special encounters feel like, what using the mouthfuls feel like. It shows you what everything is, how everything works, how everything is put together. And then it gives you a boss and goes, okay, now replay it. Now replay it with evolved abilities and see how it changes it and all the things that you could do differently. Like, seriously? Replayability in a demo? This is 5 out of 5 as a demo for me. This has built so much more anticipation. And don't get me wrong, this has been my most anticipated game since Ghost of Tsushima came out. And anyone that knows me, that's in my top 5 games all time right now. Like, literally one of my favorite games ever. It's one of the best single-player experiences I've ever played in my life. It's in my 5 favorite single-player games. It's in my 5 favorite adventure games. It's in my 5 favorite games overall. Like, I loved Ghost of Tsushima. I'm anticipating this game more than I anticipated that. And if what I've played in this demo is any indication, this game will be top 5 in my favorite games ever. It will probably replace Kirby's Adventure as my favorite Kirby game ever, which is completely saying something because that's still in my top 5. And it's going to be one of my favorite things that I've ever played. I'm literally so excited for this game now, and I cannot wait to play it. So this has been the Kirby and the Forgotten Land portion of the stream. Thank you everybody for hanging out. We're going to take a quick break. I need to eat something. I basically skipped dinner to do